Hi everyone, and welcome to Meet Your Trading Experts live and free. My name is Paul Botterill. I'm the founder of Access to Wealth and Online Trading Profits, and my guest today is Mr. Simon Williams. Simon, how are you doing?
Doing well, mate. Doing good. It's nice and warm. It's nice and warm for once in this godforsaken country.
I'll tell you what, mate, it's not nice and warm here. Let me tell you, you've got the heat pump on above me, warming up the office. Here's a pretty old chilly time, and you better today. We're up to double figures, I think, overnight tonight, maybe 10 degrees instead of the 1 or 2 we've had the last couple of nights.
Good.
What we're looking for today is please, if you're on the Facebook, if you're on the YouTube, and you want to ask any questions, put them in the questions box, and I'll get them through to us. If you're in the room, make sure you ask some questions. Really, today is all about you guys. We're going to talk to Simon about his journey from novice trader through to professional trader, and the things that he thinks was important in that journey, and what perhaps we can learn from that as we look forward to our own journeys in trading. So, Simon, what is it you do now as far as trading goes?
What am I doing now?
Yeah.
I am not a lot. Not doing a lot of forex trading. Doing some spot crypto buying. But for the last 4 weeks, nothing due to current market conditions. So not placed a trade for 3 weeks.
Well, mate. So that is just because the crypto market's been on the pullback, right?
Yeah, it's on a pullback. Everything looks like it's going sideways. Looks like it's got another drop down. Don't really want to buy anything just yet. Think there's a new bottom coming, and would rather be patient and wait.
And that's one of the things, right? Like you've got your own business, but you make a living from this as well, right?
Correct. Yeah. We can run the business off of what we make trading.
Really nice, eh? And right now, that means, as a professional, that means being disciplined and waiting for better opportunities.
It does. It means being patient. The one thing we've learned in the last year is that money moves from the impatient to the patient. We got caught on the side of that a few times.
Yeah, it really does, doesn't it? It's a nice way to start off. Look, I'd like to talk a little bit about your journey, Simon, and see what we can pick up from it. I'm going to see if I can break it down to a few parts. And look, you came and did IFP with us in London with myself and Chloe. How long ago was that?
It was November 2015, so 6 years.
6 years ago, and at that point, complete novice.
Complete novice. Never didn't even know what a price chart was.
And left the program a little bit overwhelmed.
Yeah, enjoyed the program, but there were 4 or 5 other guys with us, maybe 3 or 4, and you and Chloe, and I think those guys had already had a bit of experience. So I was the only one in the room that didn't have a clue, and I just remember leaving there thinking, I'll never get that weekend back.
You're not a great feeling when you're leaving a program, is it? So you spent the 2 days with us, 2 days I think in that one. It was Chloe and myself, a small group of guys from London. We're in that nice business club, right? I can't remember what do you call them over there.
Right. Yeah, in Marylebone, lovely place. Can't remember what it's called either.
No, I just took the road from Chloe's old flat. She's now moved, but yeah. Okay, so you do the 2 days, and you think at the end of it, well, I was the only real beginner in there, and really, I don't know what the hell they're talking about. I loved it, I enjoyed it, but I'm lost here. Time to go home, throw the manual in the corner with all the other manuals from all the other courses people have done in their lives that they've done nothing about. just that pile of well, I tried to learn that, didn't work. I tried to do that, added into that. What got you into actually trying it? What got you into actually taking a trade?
I started listening to your Trader Talk radio shows whilst I was having a week off. It was literally the week after, and I just thought, well, I've paid my money. I might as well just listen and see if I can pick anything up. And then I picked up your manuals. There was 2 big thick ones, and I just went through them time after time and just made notes and just very slowly but surely just getting to grips with price action and learning the strategies that were in the books.
Mate, I've got a question for you right now, and it's my first really favourite question of this series. Why bother? you know, you've got a business, you're making a good income, you don't need it desperately. Why work so hard at it? Why not just give it up? Why? Plenty of people do, Simon. They just go, oh, no, this is a bit, oh, no, you have to do some work here. I'm not going to do that. Why work so hard at the start? Why not just go, well, this is too hard?
It's a good question. I remember thinking at some point, I'm the wrong side of 50 and I don't have a pension. And at some point, my body might give up on me. So I need to try and find a way to create an income outside of what I was doing at the time. I'd always liked trading. I'd always seen stuff on the TV and thought I'd love to be able to do that. It's obviously way above me. And someone just said to me one day, why is it way above you? I was working in a dealer room in London with all the rich guys in their Armani suits and fast cars. And I was crawling around on the floor, plugging in their PC so they could get fast execution. And I had a cup of coffee with one of them one lunchtime and just said, is it easy? Can I do that? Is it this looks easy? I mean, it's not easy, he said, but it's just about go and get an education. And yeah, I'm sure you could do it. And that was the little switch. And my girlfriend came back from a network event in Marylebone where she met Chloe and just randomly met Chloe. It wasn't even set up. And Chloe was handing out these A4 pieces of paper with learn to trade with you guys. Yep. So she brought it home, put it on the table and said, there you go. You've always wanted to do it. It's just around the corner. I lived half a mile away from Chloe. She said, no excuse, go and do it. That was it. I had to do it.
So you watch some Trader Talk Radio, and look, it's one of the things, I guess, as life goes on. You know, I've got a couple of kids now, and they're young, and I like to take a couple of hours off in the evening and then put them to bed. And it means that I can't trade the UK Open, which means that I don't do Trader Talk Radio anymore. And I really miss that live trading stuff in front of people. Well, it really was good fun for so many years. Particularly, you know, I did the first maybe 4 or 5 years with Jeff and myself doing a trading show for years and years and years. And the Trader Talk Radio that was the start of Trader Talk Radio. I really miss that stuff. But you go to Trader Talk Radio, you watch it. I imagine it makes no sense. Starts to make a little bit of sense. You're probably doing the Paul Hutton wave rider stuff was he still doing it back in those days?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and Chloe's and Paul's.
And Chloe, that's right. Chloe's doing Income Creator, and you're reading the manual, and you place your first trade.
Yeah, a couple of weeks after the course, I worked hard those 2 weeks trying to get to grips with everything, and it just, you know, slowly it comes, and then obviously it was your money and not mine. So why don't I just place a trade? So I placed a trade and lost it, and just it was a real slow thing for me. It took me probably 3 or 4 months just to even be confident of placing one and knowing the basics. I'm a bit of a slow learner.
It's one of the things, isn't it, that everyone's in a race, you know, and it's just the world we live in these days, right? It's not a criticism of people. It's just that everyone wants to learn this stuff like that. They want to, you know, after 2 days, they want to be masters of Forex trading or stocks or crypto. It doesn't quite work that way, right? It does take a little bit of time. So you get in there, you take your first trade, you trade for the first 5 or 6 months, and how much success?
Well, the fact that I don't think I drew down your trading account more than 6% in the first 8. Well, I don't think I ever drew it down more than 6%. And for me, that I didn't have a profitable month, but I thought it was a success that I managed to do that. So I was quite pleased with that. And I thought, well, if I can learn how to not draw down trading accounts, that got me off to a good start. How long did it take me, really? I think I hit a sequence about a year in where I might have hit 2 or 3 winners in a row. But at that point, I'd binned everything and I was just Income Creator focused, Chloe focused. And once I did that, it got a bit easier. I tried to do too much, trying to learn everything. I want to learn that. I want to know what Jeff's doing. I want to know what Paul's doing. And you can't do that when you're a year in, can you? You just can't.
Well, it's funny when you say you can't do that, Simon. It's one of the things that I think you have to do. I actually think that you've actually got to go and you've got to try all the different things to work out which ones don't work for you, so you can work out which one does work for you, so you've got a starting point. I think otherwise it's actually really hard to settle on a strategy that matches your personality. I mean, we've done a lot of work on that. The new Wave Rider stuff's got a bit of that embedded in it now to make it a bit easier. But, you know, I think trying a few different things, and look, you learn. You learn so much different stuff. I think the slingshot with Jeff is the ultimate price action learning. All the stuff that's rubbish online isn't taught in the slingshot. It really is a very it's a very live market way of learning to trade. And you get a really, I think my understanding of the market came from trading the slingshot in the early days. And I think when you do that, when you trade it for a while, it does give you a good understanding of the market. So mate, you're a year in, you're doing Trader Talk Radio with Chloe, working hard still on your trading. You're starting to have a little bit more success. How did you grow from there?
I dropped you for a while. I'm going to come clean. I dropped you for a while, and I went off and played with Andrew Mitchum for 6 months, and learned his trading strategy, which really helped me. Just those 6 months, but it wasn't 6 months, probably about 4. That I took away from you guys and just went, I'm going to go and do this for a couple of months, see how I get on with it, and it really helped me. It helped me. He buys stuff, lots of limit orders, and it just the whole experience helped me. I didn't make any money, and I ended up back with you guys, thinking, I'm glad I did that, but I'm glad I'm back. And I just plugged myself back into Chloe, back into your Trader Talk Radio thing. Got me through the first 2 years. I found it so informative. It was educational, and it just took me on. I got to a stage, 2018, I think it was, where I dropped the daily chart aspect of that strategy, and I just concentrated on the 4 hour, the 1 hour, and just tried to get really good at it. And I got somewhere. I got to a stage where I started introducing my own funds, because I kept thinking, then it's not your money though, so it's easy, and it's going to be easier. As soon as you start adding your own funds, it's going to change everything. So bit by bit, I did, and I actually, for me, it was easier because I wasn't keen on losing someone else's money. So as soon as I put my own on the table, it kind of shackles came off a little bit, and it gave me a bit more freedom, and that really pushed me on.
This is about 2 years in, right? This isn't 2 weeks in or anything like that. This is learn the stuff.
3
years in, get yourself to the point initially where you're trying not to draw down accounts, learn the strategy, start to specialize in some different time frames, and then introduce a little bit of your own capital. And a reasonable amount of your own capital, to be fair. Yeah,
it was a reasonable amount. And I've probably got a bit cocky because I went on a 2 or 3 month, 3-4% winning every month run, and why don't I just put more money in? So I came up with my own rules, and if I hit, I think I made myself a target 3%, 4%, can't remember what it was. If I hit that next month, I'm going to double my account up. And if I do it again, I'm going to double it up. And if I don't hit it, I'm going to halve it. And it was kind of my own rules. And I hit 5 winning months on the bounce, and ended up with a £250,000 in a trading account, thinking this is too big. I don't need this. It's ridiculous.
Were you on Income Creator then, or you started trading the bigger stuff that I taught you on, the moving average?
No, I was trading. I was trading a bit of Income Creator, but I was trading your stuff, what you taught us in Bali. Which as soon as I saw that, I went, that's me. And I was trading a lot of that, and I was doing all right. And then I had the broker issues, which everyone knows about.
Let's before we get to the broker issue. So you've gone from the Income Creator, you're trading 4 hour and hourly. We invite you to come to Bali, and you fly from London to Bali to come and spend a week trading with us.
Yep.
Why?
Because I wanted to learn more, and I've never been to Bali, and it just seemed like a good idea at the time. Glad I did it, loved it. It wasn't what I expected. I didn't expect what came that week.
What was the difference between what you expected and what you got?
I think I was expecting dull. Dull's not the word, but long conferencey type days of one guy speaking, and I think I would have got bored.
Yep.
What I got was a fun-packed educational week of lots of different guys coming in, doing different bits, an hour here, 2 hours there on this topic, sitting around with all the guys and the traders and live trading in the day. And those days went so fast. So I can't believe how fast it went. We were doing 12-hour days, if not more, I think, for that 5 days.
Yeah, Bali starts at 7:30 in the morning and finishes at 10:30 at night. So we went, well, and then we go and have a dinner. So it goes well past the 12-hour mark those days. Good times, I think. I can't remember if you were on the first one or the second one. I think it was the second one you joined us on, to be honest, for the first time. So sorry?
Yeah, the first one, I thought, well, I'm going to get to spend a lot of time on the beach. It's going to be Bali. It's great. What I'll do is I'll go in the morning, I'll do a few hours, I'll take a couple of hours off, or take an afternoon off. I didn't see the beach on the first week. I saw it from the hotel bar, but I never walked on it.
Yeah, we're lucky enough to have breakfast overlooking the beach, aren't we, before we go in and when we have a break from one of the sessions. So, mate, you came to Bali, you really enjoyed it. You spent some time with the trading team, which we taught you a specific strategy, which I still teach on the mentorship program, which is a moving average. It's a particular way of trading off a moving average bounce. It's a bit more involved than that. You went home, you put together your 4 or 5 consecutive months at 4% a month, whatever it was, doing really well, really living the dream as a trader, right? You know, I'm a few years into this, I'm profitable, got a big account, making some money. You know, I could live off this. I really had to. Really cool. And then one day the rug gets pulled.
The big December rug pull, the Christmas rug pull. I mean, if you do 5 months in a row at 4%, you think you cracked it, and that's it. I'm God. I don't need to do anything else. I'm sorted. Everything's great. I'm going on. I'm going to fly to America, do 4 weeks over Christmas in Seattle with some friends, and I'm going to come back and I'm just going to trade the next year. Don't have to go back to work. Everything's good. And then I landed in Seattle on the 19th of December, 2019 or 18, can't remember which year it was. And I took a call from my Forex broker telling me that he'd been made redundant, that the company was folding. Don't worry, all your funds are fine. They're all segregated. It's I knew that anyway because there's some segregated funds, right? So I kind of didn't pay a lot of attention to that. That's going to be a pain in the ass for a couple of months of trying to get those funds back. It's going to be a process. Can't do anything about it. It is what it is. Got home mid-Jan. I was looking through some paperwork, the account application paperwork, and I just found something and started reading it. It was like 40 pages, and I just skipped through it, went to the back, and found the small print and read this horrible line that said, "If you've got pro status as a trader, we can move your funds from seg to non-seg, basically into the company pot. You give us the right to do that by checking this box," which was an online electronic thing, which I just did stupidly. And that was me out, gone. So at that time, for me, that was 250K down the tube.
£250,000. So a fair chunk of money, mates. And look, I know that as it's worked out over time, I think there may even still be legal proceedings going on around that stuff. There is signs of, not all £250,000 is gone, but it's many years later, and that battle's continue. And look, I'm going to ask you, Simon, what you did, every single one of us does, right? Click, 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 thing. Oh, yeah, sign. It'll be the same for everybody. It'll be fine, right? Do you check contracts more carefully now?
Yeah, I don't sign them. I do, especially when there's that kind of money involved. I didn't even give any thought. It was just stupid. It's like, that's fine. It's just fine. Everything's fine. Everything's great.
Yeah, I would have signed it, Simon. I would have signed it without looking at it. I really would have. Same, and to be honest, again, mate, these days I do read them, but again, I'm not a lawyer, and you could easily read them and miss a line or two stuck in there that wasn't supposed to be there. Mate.
I felt cheated out of that because it was a bit underhand the way it was put in at the end. Last clause, who reads 72 pages and clause 354 is the one you need to read, which is the last one.
Clearly he needed the money to run his business, right? And so you lost the money, and Simon, my recollection is pretty badly broken. I remember speaking to him after that. We had a few contacts in the industry. We tried to get a bit of support around you, make our feelings on it known to a few people in the industry, but really a tough place to be. And trading was not a pleasant word for you.
Trading was gone. Every time I looked at it, I couldn't even look at a chart. Maybe I was sick. I was I was a mess for about 6 to 9 months. I lived in London at the time, so I just hid on my rooftop. The weather was nice, and I'd just go up there every day and hide from everybody, turn my phone off, not answer emails, just yeah.
It's easy to laugh now, but living that is not very funny, right? That's tough times, right?
Yeah.
And look, we need to understand, and no matter what the industry we're in, we just need to be a little bit cautious of our money, right? So, what got you out of it? So, the classic boom bust story, and not even your own fault. You've found this skill, you've worked hard at it, you've got the new strategy, you've made money month after month after month, you think you're set for life. All of a sudden, all the cash is gone. You're feeling a bit broken. How did you rebuild?
Yeah, it's feeling broken, it's feeling shame. That was my one. It was like, for me, it was quite shameful. How could you be so ridiculously stupid? And that was the big one for me, trying to get away from that and bring myself back from that. How did I rebuild? After hiding for best part of 3 or 4 months, January, February, March, let's say April, I went to work. I went back to work and got back on the floor in the dealer rooms and started plugging cables back in again and making these guys work. And what did I do then? I saw the Bali email come out for later on in the year, and I went, there's absolutely no way I'm going to make that. So I might as well just don't even think about it, forget about it. It's not going to happen. There's no point. What's the point in going there? Got to June, and I made some money. I started looking at charts again. I didn't place any trades. I just looked at them and just tried to gently squeeze myself back in. Made a decision that if I was going to get back, I had to go to Bali and I had to be around you guys. That was the only way I was going to get any chance of getting back. So I booked a ticket. I booked a hotel and thought, I am going to go, even if I go there and just sit on the beach all week, because I didn't do that last time. So this time, let's sit on the beach for a week, go and have a drink with the guys and see what happens. And that's what I did. I landed in Bali on whenever it was, end of October, November. Bought lots of pairs of shorts, lots of towels, lots of stuff to laze about on the beach with, and didn't go to the beach once until the day I left.
I remember in Bali, you asked if I was okay if you shared your story, and I told you I was. And I remember it being, without doubt, the most emotional period of a Bali trading retreat by a mile. Listening to it was just astounding. I remember, a lot of, pretty upset people. And it's one of those things, Simon, the correct thing for me to say at the time was no, you can't share that horror story in my trading retreat, but that needed to be spoken about. And I always thought that, part of the way back for you was going to have to be, you were going to have to talk about it to someone. So why not a room for the 20
and if it could stop anyone else making the same stupid mistake, right? There was a room full of traders. I might not be the first person that happens to.
Well, you might be, hopefully you'll be the last, right? It certainly was rough. So you come to Bali, you spend the time with us, same thing, supposed to go to the beach, locked in that room at the Banda, probably 2 rooms by then, 1 room for the first one, 2 rooms for the second one, a few more people there. I think we had a pretty good week too. I think the trading team picked up, quite a big return that week as well. So there's some pretty good trading going on as well.
That was a great week. It was better than the first one for me because I spent more time with sitting next to your guys, and I remember spending one afternoon with Ash, just me and him, not alone, but I was just watching him all day and listening to him, and he was talking about how he is with price action, and that 4 hours, I'm like, wow, I just picked up so many little little gems, and I got more out of the second week than the second time than I did out of the first time. Obviously, it was a year progressed, but I just got more from it and enjoyed it more. I think you're right. I think it picked up from the year before. The whole thing picked up.
It's one of the things about Bali, Simon, or the trading retreat. The last one was online. One of the challenges every year for us is, and we spent a lot of time on it, on how to make it better than the last one. But I think as well, there's only 2 ways into Bali. You're either on the platinum mentorship pathway or you've been before. And if you've been before, you get invited back. And I think a lot of people come back. I think Anton's been to every one, Charlene, Lloyd, because you do get more every time you do it. Because you're at a better level, you just learn more. You learn heaps down here, but you learn even more up here. One of the things that's a real credit to our team, while the concepts are always mine, all the work's done by the team, and those retreats they put together are pretty special. I'm really hoping to have one, maybe early next year.
Great.
In Singapore, if COVID can give us a break. It'll be online. If not, we've got it booked in at the moment in the first week of December, but I think we'll try and push it to February and try and do it live, maybe just after Chinese New Year. So we'll let you know. So you come to Bali. The interest in trading started off again. What happens after that?
I spent the last hour of my time there on the beach. I finally got there. I went up to my daughter got married there, or got married somewhere else, and flew there for a honeymoon. So I went up to the hotel she stayed at, which was just up by the beach, and just sat there for a couple of hours, had a drink, got on a plane, went home, and just couldn't wait to place a trade. And I think within 24 hours of being back, I hit a big winner straight off the bat, which really, I don't know how I would have got on if that hadn't happened. But I hit a really good one of your specials off the bat, and didn't look back from there. I don't know what would have happened if I'd have hit 3 losers in a row, but it didn't happen, so I don't need to think about it.
Awesome. So at this stage, this is around 2020.
Yeah.
And you're still trading Forex, and you're off to you're back into it. It's going pretty well. And look, one of the things that I've always found really interesting about you, Simon, is that I would say if one of the teams said to me, "Hey, we've got a course on the weekend. We need one more guy for it. What should we do?" I'd just say, "Mr. Simon," because you've done all of it, right? You're a guy that if we're doing it, it doesn't matter if it's free or if it's costing. It doesn't matter if it's Forex or anything else. If there's an event that we're doing, you'll generally be up in the middle of the night from the UK watching it.
Yeah, because I know it's going to be quality, and I know I'm going to learn something from it, and I know it's value for money. So, I don't like missing. I don't like missing out. Obviously, I saw I was tuned into Ash and Jeff, and Shukri arrived on the scene October 2020, and then it was crypto time.
I want to spend a bit more time on crypto time and Shukri and coming into that. It's another one of these things. These free trading shows. So it used to be Trader Talk Radio, and there used to be a particular type of free. Now we're on YouTube, and that's Trading Buddies. All the programs that you've been through. Actually, Ollie, why have you had success? So in the whole time you've been with us, you've never drawn one of our accounts down more than 6%. And let me tell you, we've got a lot of good traders now in our organization. But that's quite miraculous. That's quite an amazing effort. Why? What is it in that pathway when we're doing Forex? And we'll talk about crypto and the Shukri stuff a bit later on, but what enabled you to be successful from a complete novice to really being able to be a professional level trader?
Yeah, that's an easy one. The time and the commitment that I put in, and I don't think I missed an Ash and Jeff US Open show from day one. Just the commitment and the desire to want to succeed. And when you've got that kind of content going on every day, and those kind of guys around you sharing that kind of knowledge, it's difficult not to succeed, in my opinion.
Yeah, look, it's one of the things, and again, it is you're in a lucky position, Simon, right? If you want to take an hour off and watch a trading show, you can take an hour off and watch a trading show, right? You've always been able to, whatever time you need for, you're able to find for it, right?
Of course, and that obviously that helps.
Yeah. Anything else you think is important? Look, if you're watching this in the Zoom session, if you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, and you're on your journey, if you want to ask Simon any questions about the things that he did that helped him in his journey, put them in the questions box. I'll put them through to us. I'd love to have some questions from you guys. The whole point of changing the format of the show, no pre-written questions anymore, no preparation. We just turn up and we talk about stuff, is to allow you guys to get in as much as you can. We do put you in the prize draw twice if you ask a question. So if you've got any questions, pop them in the chat box and let me get them to Simon and see if we can get your questions through to him. I guess what I'm wondering is what you guys would like to know about how you become successful at this, from novice to I'm going to say this, professional level Forex trader before we've even gone into crypto. So if you have any questions, pop them in the box. Otherwise, we'll push on. So you're turning up, you're watching Ash and Jeff trade the US Open. I'd imagine always good fun, always very knowledgeable. And boy, even for those two watching, I think really cool watching those guys evolve as they teach, as they actually become better traders on their own. And then Shukri turns up. I do have a question for you, mate. Let me see who it's from. From Jed. Hi, Simon. Did you do journaling at the beginning? If so, for how long, or do you still do it? How did it help you?
Okay, I didn't do it from the beginning. I did it from the day that Ash and Jeff introduced it onto Trading Buddies, and I still do it to this day. And I'm so glad I did it.
What do you get out of it?
I like looking at the number at the bottom. It's green. I go back over it. I don't know how I did it. I don't know how I traded without it. I don't know how you can do that. Otherwise, it's just a history of what you've done, right? It's a back testing database of all the trades you've taken, why you took them, when you got in, when you got out, why you got in, why you got out. You don't remember that stuff unless you put it down. How do you know where you're going or where you've been?
So share us with us a little bit about that, Simon. So do you take screenshots?
No, I put it in a spreadsheet.
So it's all words, right? So
Yeah.
in that spreadsheet is why you got in, why you got out, the strategy. What else is in there?
Much the same as Ash's one. My mood at the time, how I'm feeling, some psychological stuff, what day of the week it is, what time of day it is, that kind of stuff.
And how does what kind of mood you're in help you when you review your trades?
Because if I'm not in a great headspace, which sometimes I'm not the best sleeper in the world, so I don't get massive amounts of sleep, as you can tell.
I know what it's like.
Yeah, and some days you're just not there. So I kind of pull myself away and go and use the journal and go back and retrace what I've done and just say I'm not feeling it today. I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it.
The truth is, Simon, that being successful at this takes more discipline than being unsuccessful at this, right? You've actually got to have some rules and follow them to be successful, right?
Absolutely. Discipline is everything. Discipline, don't give up. I didn't quit. I wouldn't quit. I was so far invested. I was like 4 or 5 years into this journey, like, I'm not going to quit, am I? Quitting is not an option. So you just got to keep coming back when you have bad days, bad weeks. You just got to keep coming back. Just don't give up. I think I heard Ash say it last week. Just don't give up.
Yeah, look, he was on last week, as you know, interviewed on here, and as you watch the show every week, as far as I can see. He's an inspirational story as well, isn't he? You know, that 15 years and 15 years of being a good trader and a really good trader, and and all of a sudden, just a little step into the next level. And I don't think there's a trader in the planet that hasn't had a moment or 100 moments where they want to quit. It's an incredibly frustrating thing, isn't it, when it doesn't work out?
It's horrible. It is. You just got to learn to deal with it, haven't you? As soon as I try to be. I just want to do this. All I want to do is trade. I have to make this much money. If I don't make this much money, I've got to go back to work. As soon as you start putting that kind of pressure on yourself, it doesn't work for me. You can't afford to have that mindset. So I took that away. I've been working on and off for the last few years, still going back to where I was at, and just because I don't want to have to rely on earning X amount of money every month to make sure I can pay my way, because it takes the pressure off.
Yep. Greg asks, how much time do you spend reviewing closed trades? Do you look at both winners and losers?
Yeah, losers more. I review all of them, every single one of them.
How often are you in a routine? Do you do it every Friday? Do you do it once a month? How often do you review your trades?
Weekend. Every weekend. Obviously not this last month because I haven't taken any, but regularly every weekend I go back. On a Sunday. Sunday's my chart and review day, if you like. After I've finished with you guys, I'm 2 or 3 hours much to my wife's annoyance. Got to do it.
Yeah, look, it doesn't matter who you are, right? Time is always highly sought after. So, okay, so journaling is important. Finding some consistency. So, one of the things you talk about that I found really interesting, what you just talked about, is that there's a name that's pretty consistent in the story, right? And that you sat next to Ash and Barley for 4 hours while he was talking. You had a chance to just, no doubt reflect on it with him, have a chat with him. Probably had a beer with him that night, I imagine. Had to talk about it. You go to a show every day. You watch them trade for a period of time, and so there's all this stuff around, and you're learning all of it because you come into all the events. But there's a bit of a theme of one or two people that you focus on for the majority of your learning.
Yeah.
Chloe for the first 2 or 3 years. Ash for a period of time. Different people, but lots of people, but one or two that are the key, right?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, all your guys are great. I spent a lot of time with Ray over there as well, looking at his cot stuff. Really enjoyed that. Watch his videos every Monday night, our time Monday night. Picked up a lot off that. I picked up stuff of everybody, all of your guys, but in particular, Ash, Jeff, Chloe, and Ray, and you.
Cheers, Simon. So the cot stuff, amazing to me, Simon. Every now and again, we give away the cot and the seasonal data and the broadcast group that you're subscribed to, where we, Ash does the summaries of cot, seasonals, fundamentals, combines them. Ray does an hour-long video in there as well. They both talk about different stuff during the week. Boy, it's hard to get people interested in it. And
hands down, that is the best ATW purchase I have ever made. I can't remember what it was. It's the best thing I've ever made.
Yeah, look, I actually know you bought it on the Black Friday special at $7.70. We just repeated the special yesterday. Do you know what? We limited it when you did it. We limited it to 3 people, and yesterday we limited it to 3 people, and no one brought it.
Wow.
And let's understand it. Let's understand that. Look, what comes before technicals is bias, and if you just try and trade with technicals without bias, I think it's bloody hard. You want to have a story that leads you into the technicals to find your entry. For mine, it's interesting because and again, I get cot charts, seasonal charts, analysis from 2 senior traders, $770 a year, $97 a month, whatever it is, and it's a hard sell, and I've never really understood why it's a hard sell. I think we must do a really poor job of marketing it somehow. But thank you for saying it's really good.
It's easy. It's not difficult. It's the way it's written as well. It's simple. You've got the amount of work that must go into that for you to just read on a Sunday night. For me, it's a Sunday night. 10 minutes, and my bias. Someone's giving me my bias. I don't have to do anything. You've given it to me.
Actually, that's it, isn't it? So all the time-consuming stuff's done. Now you can look at charts.
Yeah.
If you look at charts and you think, I'm going to get long CAD, well, that's not my bias. I'm not going to get long CAD, and it just keeps you out of all the crap. I really do love it. Rightio, there's a couple more questions coming in. Sorry about my voice, guys. I'm just, for anyone that wants to know, I'm 100% fine. I've just got a croaky voice that comes from living in Antarctica. How much time does Simon spend a day on trading? Let's break it up. When you were doing Forex and now you're doing crypto.
Yeah, okay. When I was doing Forex, how much time do I spend on trading? Every day, every possible day that I could, because I was trading 1 hour charts. So yeah, it was full time.
Tell you what, I was talking to one of our guys today who's made a bit of money recently, and he showed me a new hourly strategy he's trading. I'm looking forward to sharing that with a few people. He's keen to share. We'll get that out not too far away. I do like the look of it. So this is one of the things, right, where there are different people in trading, and there are people who do it for passion, and there's people who do it for lifestyle. And you're like Ash, right? You do it for passion. You love it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
What's your reason, purpose for being a trader, from Greg?
What's my
reason or purpose for being a trader?
Freedom. I can work anywhere, from anywhere in the world, as long as I've got an internet connection. I can go on holiday. I can trade on holiday. I can it's freedom. I can do what I want when I want. How cool is that?
Look, Ash touched on this last week as well, Simon. I don't think people, I think people have this sort of internet-driven view on freedom, where you've got to have your own private island to be free. If you can't go and, but freedom is about the little things, right? I remember for me the moment when I knew I was going to be a trader. I remember putting my debit card down to buy something, and wasn't much. I was at a maybe $5 shop, and I remember thinking, I never wonder anymore where that's going to go through.
Yeah.
2 years ago, I just put that down and hold my breath and think, I hope there's going to be enough money there. And now I just put it down and go, I'll get my stuff now. And I'm not talking about having millions of dollars on my debit card, but just knowing that that's going to be okay made a huge difference for me in my version of this, if you like. And it's the little things, not the big things, that I think make the difference for people.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And freedom is, I think, freedom is exactly that, isn't it? Ash talked about it last week. Never has to work again if he doesn't want to. Not $1 billion in the bank, but a very comfortable position where every day he can spend the time he wants with the people he cares about and the time he wants trading, and that's freedom for Ash, right?
Yeah, and he knows if anything happens, if anything goes wrong, he's always got that ability to earn. That's key, isn't it? It's freedom.
I think it's one of the things that happens, Simon. I'm like you, and I'm on the wrong side of 50. And as you get to our age, you do lose options around this kind of stuff. There's no one looking for you to be the 20-year-old salesperson who's going to go and change the world anymore. It's a different thing. And to have something tucked away in your back pocket, you can just take care of on your own, is a pretty cool thing.
Yeah.
Gary says you need 2 screens for the COT data. I don't need 2 screens for the COT data, Gary. I run it on my laptop, no trouble at all. I've got a big desktop here I use as well, I guess, but I don't use 2 screens for it. Remember, you don't have to access that from your phone. You just log into the graduates area. If you're in the strategy bias group, you've got access to it. You log into the graduates area, you access the stuff from wherever you want to access it from. Crystal says that you quit 9 to 5 for 24/7 crypto. But you didn't really quit 9 to 5, right? You still do have a business in the background. You've still got a team. The team that's your crypto team, they're also your business team, right?
That's right. Yeah. Two of the guys are kind of running the business, and myself and Josiah are spending all the cash they make.
Very cool. So let's get back to where we were. We've talked a lot about the Forex journey. You're listening to Ash and Jeff on Trading Buddies, and along turns up Shukri, and he's different.
Yeah, he was great. We were in a really small office at the time. The 4 of us were in there, and the other guys were picking, who's this guy? And he's just this mad guy just talking about crypto. So the 3 of us, not the 4. Josiah wasn't working. He was one of our engineers at the time. And we, between the 3 of us, we had a little play around with a company online that was trading some crypto. We gave them a couple of grand, and we kind of thought, we're not going to see that again, but let's have a look and see what it's about. And that went 2 weeks later. That was we knew it was a scam. It was just kind of a feed in. And then listening to Shukri, thinking that you put the course up. I'm thinking I'm not going to pick this up that quickly. I'm too old. But one of our guys who was working with us was primed, and he was made for it. So we pulled him off the tools, sat him next to me in our little tiny office, and he immersed himself in crypto for a month before the first ever crypto show. So that was probably September. First crypto show, the one we did at the weekend with Shukri, the 2-night one, which was 2 o'clock in the morning start for us, finishing midday the next day. We did the Saturday and the Sunday, and by the end of next week, we bought a ton of Bitcoin.
How did that work out?
Right at the sweet spot. I mean, absolute pure luck. No, pure luck. I mean, if you look at a Bitcoin chart from October to now, there's a dot at the bottom, and we bought it there. So we kind of hit the ground running. Really fortunate. Got a little bit carried away with Josiah picked it up really quickly. He was all over it. And we were soon realised that there was some mileage in it, and we could probably throw some more money at it. I probably threw a little bit too much, but got a bit excited. And the 6 months from October to March were just crazy.
And when you say crazy, 24/7, that's what you did, right? You pretty much lived there and traded.
24/7. We had Christmas Day off, so in those up to the end of March, we had one maybe 2 days off, 7 days a week. Josiah's a night owl; he's up all night. I'm up at 5 a.m. So there was probably 3 hours of every 24 that we weren't covering anything, and it was full on, all in madness.
And look, so we know that you made over $1 million in that period of time, and we won't ask you for the exact figures, but so one of the things, right? The passion drives it, right? Just the passion drives it. You love doing it. You're just living it. This is your lifestyle now, right? This is what you want to do with your life.
Yeah, and nice watching a young guy flourish like that, come from where he shouldn't have been, rummaging around on the floor like I was, into an arena where he could just blossom. That was good. Nice to watch. That was really good.
Look, the crypto market's pulled back, but Josiah, he's still set for life, right? The skills that he's got, he can take them with where he wants and do what he wants and make a living from them going forward, right?
Right, he's made. At 27 years old, I'd love to be that age now with the knowledge that he's got now. He's done.
Crystal asked whether you trade crypto on hour one charts. Yes,
it's actually all we trade crypto on. Nothing but. There's a guy online. There's a show on every afternoon called Crypto Banter. There's a guy on there called Sheldon who's trades live every afternoon. He's superb. He's taught us loads. It's a real simple 1 hour trading strategy, and that's all we trade. We were trading futures.
Crystal wants to know whether Josiah needs a wife.
Josiah does need a wife.
I think we're doing the world a good.
He needs a girlfriend, but I don't think he wants one. He's too busy.
He might have to dye that hair back to normal before he gets one, I think. I'm not sure he's going to get a wife with his hair dyed white.
He got carried away with the England guys. Like he died. I don't know. I think it looks all right.
Over to you. Let's talk a bit more, right? So you do you start listening to Shukri on Trading Buddies. He's different. He's confusing, but he's passionate in his knowledge. Look, I think personally, when I think of Shukri, I think of him as being the typical genius. I think he is a genius, but he's just so unlinear that it's hard to listen to him at times. How you listen to him from 2 a.m. till midday some days, when it's all over the place, it might be quite challenging, but there's just genius tied into it all, right?
Aren't all geniuses like that? Aren't they?
Yeah, I think they are.
Yeah. So easy for me, because I just went. I didn't want to miss it live. I wanted to do it live. I just didn't want to wait for a recording. I don't wanted to interact and stuff. But we spent the next week going back over the whole weekend, just trying to dissect it and pick up what we could, and having the access to that makes a big difference. If that was just one show, one weekend, you don't get to view it again. I don't know what I'd have got out of it. I can't retain it like the young ones do.
Yeah, I got to say, I know what that's like. Okay, so you do that. You start going into crypto. Look, there's a lot of different parts of crypto, right? Are you largely buying coins like Bitcoin? Are you buying altcoins? Are you buying DeFi projects? Are you doing launch pads? What did you do through the period?
Doing all of it. So we're buying spot bags of the tier 1 altcoins that have got utility and that are going to be around for a long time, we think. We're staking those coins. We're earning from them. We're trading a bag of spot coins. We're trading a futures account. I don't think there's anything that we're not doing. Launch pads, we got into probably every one of them at the start of January. Hit those at the right time, as everybody knows. Got a couple of those went ridiculous in such a short space of time. I don't think there's anything we weren't doing, because Josiah decided if we didn't know how to do it, he'd go find out. In a way, he did
that, isn't he? I mean, you you love structured learning. He just goes online and finds it all, right?
Correct. Yeah. So we covered it all. We had a crazy 2 months trading futures and made a bloody fortune from 5 grand to 200. It was ridiculous. And then lost it all. Not all of it. We had a strategy where we had a hard stop at 50% of the account. And we knew one day that was going to go, and it went on the crash in May. We haven't traded anything futures since. And we're just waiting for a reset now, trying to find the bottom of this pullback.
Mate, this is it, right? And I really like the thing you said earlier, Simon, about having done nothing for a month. You know, this is trading is about making sure in the bad patches you lose as little as possible. So in the good patches you start from 0 instead of -20. And so much of it is about just having the discipline to look at a market and go, that's not me today, and not go, oh, look, I've got a couple of hours spare, you know, my wife's not around, I can just focus on this couple of hours. Oh, I'll just take a trade. It's about really being disciplined about, is this my market? And if it's not, I'm going to wait. And look, I just did about 3 weeks without a Forex trade while that bloody thing went sideways as well. And that's life, right? I hate the waiting, but I like it a lot more than the losing. I don't lose much at all still, you know, I've never loved it. Look, I want to open up for some more questions on crypto for you. Before I do, I'm going to ask, mate, it's is it finished?
Crypto?
Yeah.
Nah.
Bitcoin's down around 30K. Is it done?
No. Everyone's accumulating. It's back to the money moves from the impatient to the patient, or all the novices that, not the novices, but all the guys that got in March, April when Bitcoin was at 60 grand, sold on the way down, lost a load of money. I think a lot of them scared. All the institutions are buying at this level, aren't they? I think there's one more run down. If you're listening to people we listen to, looking at the chart, I think there's one more run down. Maybe a quiet summer, but bull runs don't end like the way this one did. They end in blow off tops and euphoria, and this one didn't do that. So we think there's one run left at the end of the year.
And we think the new crypto low might be next week, don't we? We think there's a possibility that it might empty out in the next few days.
Yeah.
We'll wait and see. It's Bitcoin is pushing down at the moment 31.9, so it's having another crack at that support. We'll see if it goes through or whether it holds on.
Yeah.
Rightio. So if somebody was going to get into it, if someone was saying, actually, look, I think the biggest mistake people are going to make about crypto, right, is they're going to wait till it starts coming back and they're going to try and learn it then. And I think they're going to try and learn it too late. Now's the time to learn cryptocurrency. So if it does come back, you are.
Yeah.
Shukri's saying that NFTs are the next phase. He was talking about cats and dogs in his video today, so I'm not quite sure what they are, but NFTs are the next phase. That is interesting. So I'm going to come back to you. Someone coming in new, what should they do?
Into crypto?
Yeah.
Find a mentor, get an education, learn, immerse yourself, do what Josiah did. You just get into it and get on a Shukri course if you've got the time.
It's one of those great things, isn't it? That there's no secret to this, right? You've got to learn it, right? And look, you can wait for the next bull run and you can make a few $1,000s on the way up. But if you want to make $100,000 or $1 million, you've got to be better than that, right?
You've got to be better than that. You've got to be committed. You've got to be dedicated. You've got to be engrossed.
Okay. So if you guys have got any questions on this part, the crypto part, whack them in the box and I will ask Simon them for you. If you're on Facebook or YouTube, you can just put them in the questions area there and I'll bring them through. If you're in the room, you can ask them. You can ask them now. So for you, Simon, it's not that the next session is launch pads or NFTs or DeFi or the next. If you want to get into it, is to immerse yourself in so you're all surrounded. Look, you guys just seem to be forever listening to each other and people talking about it and trying to pick out where the next best thing is. Look, Sikri last week picked up a bloody 30-to-1 launch. Now we all think they're dead, but he still managed to find one because he's just amazing.
Yeah, he finds them. He is amazing. Just follow Shukri.
We were in the Dow Maker thing, trying to get the Infinity Pad launch. I didn't get it. You didn't get it. Boo didn't get it. Shukri got it. Crazy.
And that happens all the time. I don't know how he does that, but he does it. He's got a knack.
I've got a couple of comments. I've got lots of things still coming in from Shukri, who is putting it in the chat. I think it must be on YouTube because it's coming in via my. Crypto is generational. What you learn now is applicable forever. I got an airdrop from a wallet interaction 3 years ago. Well, it's one of the things, isn't it? You know, if you didn't happen to be doing anything 3 years ago, you didn't get it. Those that worked hard got it.
Yeah.
You don't lose anything. You set yourself for life like Josiah. Yeah, you really do. And look, again, we're not here selling crypto courses or anything like that. We're just here having a chat about it. And look, Shukri is a great mentor. We have other people in the company. Ash is actually pretty good at cryptos as well nowadays. We've got Simon around. Plenty of people that can help you, but you've actually got to you've got to immerse yourself into it. Why you need to have a mentor? This is one of the things, right, Simon? Have a mentor, but take responsibility and learn it for yourself, right?
Exactly that. Exactly that.
This is a great question because I know the answer, Simon. How big is your allocation in Bitcoin in terms of share of your portfolio now?
0.
Yeah, I knew you sold it out, and you sold it out quite high, didn't you?
Sold at 58, I think. Looking to buy some more, but I think there's a better price coming.
Nice. So for you, it's not about an allocation. You bought Bitcoin cheap and you sold it high. And I remember when you sold it, you said to me, "Look, we can just going from from 10 to 50 is 5 times, and that's great. Going from 50 to 250 is 5 times as well, and that's a while away. We can make more money with that money elsewhere in the market, right?"
Yeah, which is exactly what we did. But we did the same with ETH. We bought ETH ridiculously cheap, and by chance sold the absolute top of it about 2 or 3 months ago. I think we sold it at 4,200. Quite a sizable chunk of it. We got really lucky because the next day it just went. It's never been back since.
I don't think when you do the same thing over and over again, it's called luck, Simon.
Yeah, there's some clangers in there as well, though.
Yeah.
There's some stuff that sold.
This is the difference, right? Forex, 4 or 5% a month, every month, rock solid. Crypto, up 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 80, 100, 200% a month, down 60% a day. There's a huge difference in what you're looking for, right? When you're in the crypto market, if you can't deal with volatility, crypto is not your space, right?
Absolutely. I love the volatility. I don't, at this stage, I'm wondering when I'm going to trade Forex again. I love the volatility. I don't mind the 50% corrections.
Simon, there's been 4 weeks just go by where you could have.
Yeah. Yeah, everyone I speak to said I'm not having a good time this year with the trend traders who are struggling at. I'm not paying any attention, to be honest. Should have come back.
Look, the Forex market is just hitting the perfect time. As interest rates start rising and quantitative easing starts going, we will see trends like we haven't seen I believe in my lifetime. I'm really looking forward to it. And again, if crypto's your space, crypto's your space. And I like that as well, right? Do what you're good at, make your money there. And the skills transfer, right? You didn't start from scratch in crypto because you brought some knowledge and skills across, right?
Correct. Chart reading.
Rightio, if there's any more questions, put them in the box. I think I've got a couple more things for you, Simon. This is what you do for a living now, right?
Yes.
You pleased you wasted the weekend back in London?
I'm pleased I wasted that weekend. I'm pleased I wasted the 2 night shifts in Crypto Moon back in October. I'm pleased about that.
It's remarkable, isn't it, Simon? You've just done nothing for a month, and your crypto journey is less than a year old, and it's a lot of transactions and a lot of money. You're going to be pretty fine to do that, mate. We've got a little bit of crypto news coming up, haven't we? Do you want to share?
Do you want me to share it, or do you want to share it?
I shared it last night. Last night I told the guys that came to the Action Stuff update that we were launching a crypto coin. I didn't tell them that the parties. I told them there was 3 other parties from inside the business involved. I didn't tell them you were one of them. Perhaps you'd like to tell them you're one of them.
Yeah, so I'm one of the 4 corners. Are we allowed to mention the other two?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so myself, Paul, Shukri and Mikey have got together, and we are going to launch a crypto project coin in the next, I would say, 4 to 6 weeks. Coin's going to be called Wish. Wish Finance is the coin, and it's going to be a DeFi project, very similar to PancakeSwap, those kind of things, where you can buy coins and stake and earn rewards. We've got a little bit of a twist with it because we are going to give up a decent chunk of our fees that we earn, and we are going to find some good causes and some charities. And between the 4 of us, every month we're going to come up with our own one, pick our own one. So we'll have 4 charities. With a bit of luck, there'll be a huge chunk of money ready to go to any one of the 4 that wins. I think we're going to do a vote, are we? We're going to allow our community to vote on which one, where they want the money spent.
Yeah, the highest percentage of vote gets the highest percentage of our money. We're going to try and give away more than $1 million in the next year to good causes, to anyone that we think really is worthy and deserves it.
Yeah, looking forward to it. It's going to be really exciting. Could be really, really good.
It's going to be good fun. Look, we'll be in touch a bit closer with everyone about launches and those kind of things, how that's going to work. But looking forward to doing it, and hoping in the distance not too far after that we'll be able to do something tied into online trading profits and education around this stuff as well. Support Malaysia's White Flag campaign.
Just reading that now.
I don't know what I'm talking about. Well, yeah, look, I'm going to open up for any more questions for Simon. Then I'm going to do a prize draw. We're going to give away we're going to have my Spin the Wheel of Fortune, and we're going to give away a prize. Look, we spoke about the strategy bias group. We're doing a big special on it at the moment, but why don't we do that? We'll give away a month's access to this to the market bias group, the one that's run by Ash and Ray, the one that Simon subscribes to. You guys know Wish.com is shipping site for cheap. Cheap what, Crystal?
Yeah, we're not Wish.com. We're wishfinance.io.
Crap. That's not what we are, Crystal. We're going to try and make some wishes come true for some needy people. We're looking for those kind of projects where one of my friends recently paid for a house to be built in the border and away with the money. And we're looking for those kind of projects where we can help him finish building his house. And not just because he's my friend, but because, these things ruin people's lives. And, we're going to look for the kids who need surgery. We're going to look for the kind of things where we can make a real difference. I'm hoping in the first month that we'll get an application from Charlene's Thai charity. That's she's been working with for many years. See if we can get her into the fore and see if we can get some funds up that way as well. Rightio. Oh, sorry, my voice is about to go. I guess, Simon, before we do the draw, any final thoughts from you?
Final thoughts of if you just don't quit. If you don't quit, you'll make it. That's the bottom line. And a good opportunity. Ash last week at the end. Thank you guys for your support. I'd like to take this opportunity and do the same. Thank you to you and your team. Without you guys, I would not be sat in this chair. Fact.
Cheers, mate. You're more than welcome. Thank you very much. Rightio. Let's spin the wheel of fortune. See if we can give away a strategy bias group. And I know we've got a few guys in different areas who watch the recordings of this. A bit quiet in the room today. Pity. I think guys miss out on some really good stuff when they don't turn up to this stuff. I think these are the kind of things that you do turn up to, Simon. Maya, you ready to go? Whoa, one. I think you're another winner again. If you're in the room, let us know. We're going to give you 10 seconds to post into the chat and let us know you're here. Whatever you've done this time, Maya, was far better. I didn't echo while you were talking. So if you're in the room, let us know, and you're in. Maya will give you details to James tomorrow. He's away for the weekend and back on Monday, so he'll be in touch early next week and we'll give you a month's access to the Market Bias Group. You're more than welcome. Simon, thank you very much, mate. One of the things that I think I've worked out over my time is that there's no better experience for clients than other clients' experience. The things that you guys do when you succeed are the things that the guys, there's a huge bunch of people who sit in these organizations, our organization as an example, between plus and minus 1 or 2% a month. And they're really one good trade or not taking one bad trade away from just going from there to there. And I think that the insights from clients into what made it work for them is the kind of place that they can find that 1%. And I really hope, mate, that if Ash, myself, Chloe, Jeff have made a difference to your journey, I hope that this hour will make a journey to somebody else's, make a difference to somebody else's journey. Thank you very, very much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Always a pleasure. Cheers, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us today. I'll be back next week. We've got a couple more Meet Trading Experts. We're going to have a little bit of a break after that. So 2 more goodies to come. We'll publish the guests next week for next week. Thanks for being here. Remember, guys, stay calm and make good decisions, and it all works out in the end. See you all. Bye.
Thanks.